Fubaba. I'm going to tell you a little golden book today. The Gull, the Lost, the Sea. Once upon a sunny seashore, there lived a gull named Gulliver. Hey, Abram, do you see Gulliver? How about you, Ivy? Breck? Enoch? Soon to be Ezra? Gulliver nested among the rocks below the lighthouse. His nest was made of dried seaweed, stems of grass, and old feathers. It was a very warm and wonderful nest. The lighthouse rose above it like a giant peppermint stick. Sometimes Gulliver hunted shellfish on the beach. He cracked open the hard shells by dropping them on the rocks. Do you see Gulliver? But most of the time he followed passing ships, feeding on scraps that fishermen tossed to him. Do you like to feed the fish? Do you like to feed ducks, birds? One day, as Gulliver was following a tanker, dark clouds appeared on the horizon. The wind grew stronger, and the waves crested white. Gulliver was tossed across the sky. The storm swept him inland over valleys and hills. All night long the rain blew cold and sharp, but in the morning the sun returned. Gulliver flew high above the countryside. Instead of the rocky beach, Gulliver saw hills and fields. Instead of blue water, he saw green grass and trees. He could not find the lighthouse anywhere. Gulliver had lost his nest. He had lost the sea. The warm sun dried his feathers, but Gulliver was sad. He soared in wide and lonely circles. Finally, far below, he spotted a village. As he flew closer, he saw, I spy. Do you see your house there somewhere? How about you, Breck? Do you see your house there in Tennessee? How about you, Abram, Ivy, Enoch, soon to be Ezra? Do you see your house there in Brigham City? He saw a lighthouse. Well, it wasn't really a lighthouse, but it did look like a big peppermint stick, and it reminded Gulliver of home. It stood in front of a little store called Tony's Barber Shop. You see the peppermint stick? It was red and white. Tony looked out the window and saw Gulliver sitting on top of his barber pole. Gulliver sat there all day. Gulliver sitting there? He could sit there all day. At closing time, Tony threw some pieces of bread out on the sidewalk, and Gulliver flew right down to eat. was caught in a big net. He was frightened at first, but then Tony picked him up and he felt warm and safe. Tony put Gulliver in a cardboard box. It had soft rags on the bottom and holes in the top to let the air in. Gulliver settled down for a long, nice nap. Next morning, Tony gave the box to the bus driver. The bus traveled for a long time across the valleys and hills. At last, it stopped, and the driver took the box outside. When the bus driver opened the lid, Gulliver flew up into the bright and sunny sky. There was the rocky beach, and there was the blue water, and there was the lighthouse, tall and proud above the waves. And in the rocks below, there was Gulliver's nest, snug and warm and waiting. Gulliver had found his home by the sea. I hope you enjoyed Fubaba's story, The Gull That Lost the Sea. I'm here at Gull Reservoir, and this is my sea today.